Is all elite wrestling done for? What's going on, everybody? It's Zuba. Now, there's been some incredibly crazy things going on in the news for pro wrestling. One company in particular, my absolute favorite, AEW. Now, if you're not a wrestling fan, I understand if you don't want to watch this video, but just hear me out, because you might actually be shocked at what you hear. For me to explain this story, I need to get you caught up on some wrestling terms. In a match, the person losing is doing the job for the other person. Anything leading up to that, whether they're talking crap about them or saying something bad about their family or something, that's what we call a work. Usually it's cleared by the other person. What happened this weekend was not a work. It was insane. The two parties involved are suspended. You're gonna be shocked at the outcome of this entire story. So AEW, a beautiful company, a company I've followed since their founding. It was created by wrestlers for wrestlers. Not to be confused with WWE. See, WWE was created by a man who wanted to bring wrestling to the forefront, which turned into something else. We'll talk about that in a different video. My channel, I don't usually talk about this, but like I said, it's something you need to hear. With AEW's inception came a lot of criticism. People didn't like it because it was too edgy. It was like a trampoline act. You see people on the outside with their hands up ready to catch the people. And of course, it was full of blood and guts. But the hardcore wrestling fan base that was not WWE loved it. It was founded by 4 people and given the bankroll of 1. Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and the bankroll was by Jacksonville Jaguars owner, Tony Khan. Within their time of being a company, they've had a lot of controversies, from controversial match finishes to giving the championships to executive vice presidents, but none have ever reached this level. The fans were drawn to this company. Just because Tony Khan bankrolled the company does not mean that all the money comes from him. No, the fans were hooked. I was hooked. Now, there is some insane things going on. Sometime during the pandemic, things started to go a little bit downhill. One of the executive vice presidents did not get along with the other executives. He eventually left the company. There were polls held in multiple groups about what they should do, who they should hire, and it all pointed to one name. One man that had been gone for 7 years. CM Punk. During his run, he did a lot. But one thing that he didn't do is mention anything about the EVPs. Little did we know that might be the key factor of all of this problem we're having today. Now let's jump into what happened. From where I'm talking about, exactly 1 year and a few months later, an event called All Out was held. The executive vice presidents won the titles, and CM Punk won the world title. There were some controversies going on backstage. After that, there was a press conference being held, and CM Punk was interviewed first. Let me explain to you how unexpected this interview was. Months prior to this interview, there were rumors circulating about CM Punk. Those rumors turned out to be that a former wrestler and friend, Colt Cabana, who he was friends with years ago, was being fired because of Punk. Following that, an in-ring interview was held between Hangman Adam Page, who is friends with Colt Cabana, and CM Punk. In this interview, Hangman did not hold back. As a matter of fact, he let it all out on CM Punk.
But I will tell you, face-to-face, man-to-man, how I feel about you. I don't hate you. I almost pity you. And I have no respect for you and what you've done since you've gotten here. You talk a big game about workers' rights, yeah? Well, you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here.
He basically called Punk out for getting Colt fired and moved to a different company. That's not the only rumor. There were other rumors circulating that CM Punk was not happy, that he was ready to leave, that he was going to take his ball and go home. So at this media scrum, the interview after the matches, CM Punk let it all loose. He let everybody know how he felt about Colt Cabana, about Hangman Adam Page, about the EVPs. You would not believe what he said.
With Wrestling Inc.
I'll start, Nick. Show of hands. Who here fancies themselves as a journalist? Would you say you're friends with Scott Colton?
No, I haven't talked to Scott in some time.
So you're not friends with him?
No, Scott and I do not see eye to eye.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes 2 of us. My point is, if you fancy yourself a journalist, even if it's for the silly world of professional wrestling, and you have journalistic integrity, people who report things, mostly that are bullshit, and slanderous lies against myself, if you are friends with somebody, you blew my spot. If you're not friends with them, I apologize.
It's okay.
But you should probably disclose who you're friends with.
I'm not friends with you
I
or
haven't had
Scott.
anything to do with Scott Colton in almost a decade. Probably wanted nothing to do with him even longer than that. It's fucking unfortunate that I have to come up here and speak on this when I'm on my time and this is a fucking business. Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore." Is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, "Oh, can we please drop all this?" Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. When it came down that he was going to sue me, I asked to talk to him. He refused. I asked for mediation. It was denied. I offered him money. He said it was not enough. He went ahead with the lawsuit and sued. It's his fucking funeral. I don't care. He shares a bank account with his mother. It tells you all you need to know about what kind of character that is. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do? Dave, what did I ever do?
You tell me.
Didn't do a goddamn thing.
I made it really clear in Forbes, and I just want to make it clear again. Nick,
It's not his position to make it very fucking clear. There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand sticking up for your fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody. Okay? I paid his bills until I didn't, and it was my decision not to. And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry, it's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance.
I'm not going to comment on it.
You go down.
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you why I'm upset about it, is because if you're an EVP, you don't try to middle your top babyface. Try to get your niche audience that's on the internet to hate him for some made up bullshit rumor. Really pisses me off. Stepping on your own dick, trying to fucking, make money, sell tickets, fill arenas, and these stupid guys think they're in Reseda.
After hearing that, you might think that there was an argument that ensued. No. This is the part that I was telling you about at the beginning. What happened was something that nobody expected. An all-out brawl broke between CM Punk, his coach Ace Steel, and the Elite, which is the 3 EVPs. In that interview, CM Punk said that those 3 EVPs, the Elite, were the ones that were leaking the information that he got Colt fired, which he denied, and Tony Khan, the owner, denied that they were leaking the information that he wanted to leave. Following that interview, the Elite supposedly busted down CM Punk's door, and they were trying to figure out why. But CM Punk wasn't having it, and he put his hands on them. And Ace Steel as well. Nick Jackson, one of the EVPs, one of the Young Bucks, got knocked out with a chair. Alright, I did a little bit more research. As of this moment, all of them have been suspended. It's not really looking too good for Punk, but let's take this time to think about all the possibilities that should happen. Now, originally, I believed that they all should be fired, but I also believe that this is a good learning opportunity. They all could learn a valuable lesson from this. The lesson is all of them can be released at any time. See, the reason why I believe that they all should be fired is because there's no reason that they should have acted like that. They should have never put their hands on each other. They should have never went for each other in a negative perception. No rumors should have been spread. Nobody's feelings would have gotten hurt that way. What I think should happen is they should all be suspended. The EVPs should lose their position in the company. There's that option, or be fired. Tony Khan really has a lot on his shoulders right now. This could go one or two ways. He could choose the correct way, which is to discipline them equally, or choose the incorrect way, which is to fire Punk and not discipline the Elite. It's a really tough situation for him. That's what's been going on this weekend, and I hope that you enjoyed the story. I'll keep you updated on what happens, but it's possibly going to be 6 or 8 months until then. If you're not a wrestling fan, now's the perfect time because there is a lot of drama, and all eyes are on AEW right now and Tony Khan to see if he makes the right move. All right, but anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one.